All right, today's gonna be a good day. I'm gonna talk about study abroad. I'm gonna talk about what is it, how to do it, how to get your name in the lottery to study abroad. I know that sounds weird, but we're gonna talk about it. First, how did I come to study abroad? Well, what I did is I went to a study abroad fair. I was on my campus, and I found they had all kind of different programs out there for the people going up. All you had to do was go up there. There was like different programs going on, and I have went freshman year, and I was like, man, I can go study abroad. That's like, man, that's something I want to do. I'm gonna wait to junior or senior year. So I waited to junior senior year, and well, first of all, this is like a long story, but I don't know if I want to go into like the long story about everything that happened. But basically, I wanted to study abroad since freshman year. Things that I really wanted to do a junior year, but I lived on campus, didn't have enough money. Senior year came, I was trying to get into nursing school, that kind of fell through. So now I'm like a 5th year senior, and now I am studying abroad for my first semester of my 5th year in college. So how do you study abroad? How do you get a program? First of all, what is study abroad? Okay, study abroad is different than being an exchange student. It is you pick a program, or you pick a place you want to go, and through the place you want to go, say you want to go to France, and you pick places that let you go to France, programs that let you go to France, and though different programs will have different places in France that you want to go. So like pretty much all the programs will have Paris, but if you want to go to like some of the smaller towns in France, you might have to choose like a different type of program depending. So it just all depends on where you want to go. So it took me a few years to really narrow that down, where do I want to go. So I finally chose a program. It was kind of it was kind of like a program that's like the cheapest program, because you know I'm not 5th year senior, and I'm like I'm trying to save some money. So I did that. Basically, to study abroad, I don't know if you have a study abroad advisor. So this might look very different for you guys who go to colleges who don't have a study abroad advisor. So it might look more to you like you might have to do a direct enrollment. So basically you apply to the college, and I guess you apply as an international student, and you may like say I'm going to study there for a semester. And that's kind of like what you do. If you don't have a study abroad office. If you do have a study abroad office, go to the study abroad office, tell them that you want to study abroad, and then they'll like give you some paperwork, and they'll like say, okay, like where do you want to go? What do you want to do? And that's kind of how that gets formulated. So, where do you want to go? I'm trying to get back down to my notes. What do you want to do? So, this one is the hardest thing. I'm going to talk about that first. Then we'll talk about money. Because you have to choose where you want to go, what you want to do. Then we can all talk about money. So, you need to form a list of priorities about 1, what do I want to get out of my study abroad experience? 2, what is in it for me? So that's kind of like similar. What I want to get out of my study abroad experience. What is in it for me? Why are you going to study abroad? What are you getting abroad that you cannot get in America? Why would you go across the sea? So basically, are you going to experience new things? Are the things that you want to experience things that you can experience in America? That's something to think about, because don't go and spend money if the things that you're looking for are at home. So, what do you want to get out of it? 2, what are your academic goals, and the study abroad align up with your academic goals? If they do not, save your money and do not go. So 3, is study abroad linked up with your long-term goals for your life? And I'll say this: if you're the type of person who you don't see yourself traveling in your immediate future outside of the United States, I would say do not study abroad, because it's going to open you up to the international experience. But if you're not going to use that international experience for your advantage in your career or in your life, there's no point of going. Save your money and stay at home. We all know we're in a debt crisis. Don't add on to your debt. So choose your priorities. Think about where you want to go. Think about what do you want to achieve when you go there. For instance, do you want to test yourself in the limits of being in a foreign place, for example? Do you want to test yourself in, like, I want to see if I can go live in India. I want to go see if I can go live in a very strange environment that's very different from the United States. That's all good and dandy. But if that is it, if that's the only reason you're going, I would say don't go, because you can get those experiences through shorter programs or through going for a short amount of period of time, or you can wait and go after college and where you've saved up money and you've worked and things like that. I would say, yeah, find out your priorities, and your priorities is going to shape where you're going to go, how long you're going to go for, and things like that. So yeah, find out what you want out of your study abroad experience. I can't stress that enough. Like, your priorities do shape. I would say for myself, my study abroad destination changed several times depending on what I wanted at that time. First, I said I want to work on language skills, and I said, okay, let's go here. Let's go to France. I said, no, I want to work on healthcare. I want to work on getting a healthcare experience abroad. I said, okay, let's go to Ghana. Then I said, I want to work on my writing. I said, okay, let's go to Ireland. Ireland has a really pretty good writing programs. And I said, okay, let's go to Ireland. Then I said, man, graduation's looking funny, so let's push that back and let's see how to change my major. And then now I'm here in the UK, studying English in the land of the English. So it all depends, and sometimes it may change depending on how certain you are and how your goals change. So it really depends on what you want to get out of it. So if you choose where you want to go, half the work is done. You choose what you want to do, or like, who do you want to go with? Now this is interesting. Who you want to go with really depends on how much money are you willing to spend and what the programs are going to offer you. For instance, the program I went through, USAC, doesn't it's a pretty cheap program, offers you excursions, and I think I'm pretty much getting the bang for my buck. Okay, now like I said, all depends on where you want to go. If you want to go into the bigger cities, you're going to spend more money. So like I said, like for instance, if you want to go study abroad in London, then you need to go look. A lot of programs offer that city. So you need to go look and see which program is going to give me the most of what I want, and first of all, different programs align with different colleges. So if you know the city you want to go to, maybe you might want to look at what college in the city do I want to go to. So if you find a certain college, say you want to go to Westminster. If you want to go to that college, you need to go find the program that aligns up with that college. If you don't care, then that's not for you. But basically find out where you want to go, find out the program that's going to take you there, and then look at the cheapest option. Which program is going to cost me the least amount of money? I would say all the programs pretty much offer the same amount of things. Then you just need to look at which things offer the least amount of, which one's the least expensive. What are you willing to, how much are you willing to pay for your study abroad experience? And you need to, that's something you need to go look at your bank account. You need to go look at how much income is coming into your account every single year and every single month. You need to look at how much are you willing to save from your job. You need to look at how many hours you work and say, how much money can I possibly save to go study abroad? How much money can I possibly get through different avenues? So now we're going to segue. We're going to talk about money. Say your study abroad trip is $20,000. Okay? Now, here's what you need to do. You need to look at how much money you pay to go to school already. How much money do I pay to go to school? For my ones, it depends on how long you're gonna stay. Like I said, it depends on your length of program. If you go do a summer program, that's like 3-4 weeks. Summer programs usually last between 3 weeks and 6 weeks. Okay, sometimes they can last a month or 2 months. It really just depends. Like I said, you have to really look at each thing. Each thing is very different. But say like a summer program for 3 to 6 weeks can cost at the minimum $3,000 or $4,000. Well, no, that's too low. At the minimum for 3 weeks to like 6 weeks, it's gonna cost you at least $5,000. If you want to go for 6 weeks, it can go up to like maybe $8,000. Okay. Now, how are you going to get that money? Well, first of all, you need to look at your savings. If you have any. If you're in college, you probably don't have any savings. So we'll count that out. You need to go look at your loans. How much money do I get from my loans? Can my loan money be put into my study abroad money? You need to go look at those things. And another thing you need to look at, and the third one would be, probably your job. Do you work while you're in school? If you work while you're in school, do you work full time? Can you increase your hours to make some extra money to put that towards study abroad? I don't want to make this video long. Okay, so you have your money, or you've looked at your money. The first thing you need to do is go to the financial aid office. Tell them that you want to study abroad. And I cannot stress to you enough, scholarships, scholarships, scholarships. Look up scholarships. Depending on what you are, what you identify as, you're going to be getting different types of scholarships for study abroad, what you want to do, all that stuff, all that jazz. So do that. Go to your financial advisor, your financial aid office, and tell them, I want to study abroad. How much money do I have? How much money do I get for my semester here? You need to know that number. And then once you have that number, you need to say, okay, can I add to this number through loans? Can I add to this number through savings? Can I add to this number through grants and scholarships? Try to add to that number. Then once you have that number, it's easier to pick a program also because you know how much money you can spend on the program. So all these things coming together in collaboration, and that's how you would study abroad. So we talked about study abroad. What is it? How can you do it? A little bit of how can you get the money? How do you choose where you want to go, which is lined up with your priorities? And third of all, have a conversation with your family and tell them that you're thinking about studying abroad, and see what kind of money could they give you. What do they think about you studying abroad, or your friends or your family? And see, like, it's good to have an ally of support who's going to help you do what you dream to do. All right, that's all I have to say. I hope you have a great day, and I'm going to upload this later. All right, bye.